We haven't spoken about autos beyond the launches, and there are some trends which are developing there. It's now a good time for being a consumer or to buy a car or a SUV you've always had your eyes on. Not just the shorter wait list that awaits you, but many models are now, as compared to the longer waiting list earlier, vehicles are also available at mouth-watering discounts. And my colleague Sumit Chaturvedi has done a research and decodes the transition of the market and what benefits entails for customers from here on.
The situation in Motown has changed drastically within the last year. No more waiting lists, and the discounts are significant as the auto market is witnessing a fall in demand while inventories build up. The COVID-19 pandemic earlier resulted in severe global shortages in supply of semiconductors, leading to huge waiting periods across brands. But companies slowly increased production as semiconductor availability eased, and now the market has turned. Many models and variants of vehicles are available off the shelf.
Fortunately, supply side issues are behind us. So Ertiga used to be in high demand. We have increased the capacity of Ertiga. CNG models were in high demand. We have debottlenecked some CNG production and components procurement. So cars are fairly accessible, yes.
M&M's XUV 700 has had a long waiting period running into 6 to 8 months since its arrival. But the waiting periods have now been reduced to under 2 months for all trims. Toyota compact SUV Hyrider's waiting period is also down to 2 to 3 months from 5 to 6 months earlier. Maruti Suzuki Ertiga waiting period is also down from 8 to 9 months to 3 to 4 months now. There are some vehicles with a zero waiting list, including Tata Tiago, Hyundai Grand i10 Nios, Maruti Suzuki Jimny, Renault Kwid, and Skoda Kushaq. Alto K10, Espresso, Celerio, Wagonar, Swift, or even the Baleno. All these cars are easily available with a maximum wait time of 2 weeks, either in their CNG or petrol formats, manual or automatic. From MG's side, Comet, Aster and ZS EV are delivered in under 3 weeks in your preferred spec and color. Discounts now range from 15,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees on many hatchbacks, while they can be as high as 65,000 on Hyundai Alcazar or 1.5 lakh on the Mahindra XUV 400 EV. However, some models and variants are still on the wait list, and companies say they are increasing production to reduce waiting periods. In the luxury car market, Mercedes has a waiting list ranging from 2 weeks to around a year on its cars and SUV models, while Audi and BMW have shorter waiting times. Mercedes-Benz says that it has increased production, but it still has around 2,000 cars in total to be delivered. To clear its waitlist, Toyota's Indian arm will invest Rs 20,000 crores on fresh capacity creation in Maharashtra.
I can tell you that the waiting list has come down drastically, and that's because of the number of steps that we've taken, which includes the start of the third shift, which has added a capacity of around 32,000 new vehicles per year, which is around 30% increase in availability of the vehicles that we put on the roads. In terms of abnormal high levels of inventory at the dealer side, that's not what we are witnessing.
However, currently it is the monsoon season and the coming Shraddh season when there is less demand for cars and more discounts and higher availability. Companies warn that with the festival season kicking in, the waiting list on a few models can get longer, and so the current climate offers a unique opportunity to take advantage of significant savings and less waiting. Sumit Chaturvedi, ET Now.
Hormazd joins us now, and let's take the conversation forward. Is it true what my colleague Somit just filed, Hormazd, that now you have to... Are you at the airport by any chance? I can see that's the lobby.
They've called my flight, so I might have to zip fast. But yeah, I think we can have a quick chat on it. I think talking about the discounts, absolutely. I think it's back to business as it was sort of pre-COVID. I think the shortages that there were, both for production, semiconductor issue, and the huge surge of demand. We had this really long tail of COVID demand, which went on, for a couple of years. I think now that's been kind of mopped up. All that pent up demand is gone. I think the supply side, there's no problem really. fundamentally they were all to do with semiconductor chips. That's been sorted out. And now everyone's pushing for more growth, which is going to be quite tough because, we are already a very, very high base, 4.2 million cars last year. And to, build on top of that, people really have to push the metal, and that's where the discounts come in.
The pedal has to be put to the metal. Are we in for perhaps for the first time a tough festival season ahead for an auto company, but a great festival season because discounts would come for a potential buyer?
Yes, I think so. I think, it's going to be great for the buyer. Lots of good discounts. I think these crazy waiting lists have gone. In the past, let's say a waiting list. I mean, getting an early allocation was everything. But now clearly, the push is coming now from the dealer side, from the manufacturer side. Inventories are piling up, but I think, manufacturers also being a little cautious, dealers are being a little cautious, not to kind of, fill the pipeline too much. You don't want those inventory buildups like they were earlier. I think the big challenge is going to be, in my view, on EVs, because a lot of companies have bet big on that, especially Tata Motors, and are, hoping to sell a lot. But I think the whole EV story has flattened out a bit. I think it will pick up, but, in time, but I think for this year, it's going to be pretty flat.
So what are your thoughts? Do you think that these discounts coming down and the delivery times coming down, this will be able to bring the volumes back? Are there fence sitters, people who are researching their models, etc., waiting for the price point, just like XUV 700 did a anniversary offering, all of that? Will it kind of bring the volumes back?
Definitely. I think, the XUV 700 is a classic case of a proper price correction. Mahindra took advantage of the fact that, there were shortages. People were willing to pay a premium on the price. But now that, you've got a lot of choice, the market is back to normal. It dropped prices on the XUV 700, but frankly, it's far more than what the launch price was. So I think, with impunity, they had managed to take the prices up because there were definitely... sorry, I'm just going to be running to the gate and taking this as well. I think, it's going to be a case, as I said, pre-COVID, it's all demand and supply, and now it's gone to the other foot. So the one thing is manufacturers need volumes. They're building up capacities. This is a high volume game. So to drive those volumes, there are going to be great offers, and that's great for the customer.
Right, Hormazd, do we have time to squeeze in one more question, or do you have to board that flight?
Yeah, we do. I'm at the gate here. We can squeeze in one more question, yeah.
Okay, in the nick of time, let's zoom and do this quick. So what is the outlook when it comes to the sedan SUV segments, Ola's entry as well in the two-wheeler space for EV?
Well, I think the sedan segment is going to be very challenged right now because, everything is going towards SUVs. So I think sedans really, all body styles other than SUVs are under pressure. We've seen a lot of sedan segments completely disappearing. Let's say something like the Honda City, which was, Honda's real backbone and its, mainstay. That's come down to around 1,000 units. So that's really low. So, but then again, Honda has got back into the SUV space. So clearly SUVs is still the way to go. I think that's the flavor of the month and the years ahead. So that's not going to change. Coming to Ola, I think, to be honest, that's one company I've always been skeptical about. They really know how to raise money and expectations. But just looking at what they had launched, their motorcycle, their Roadster series, to me, some of it I would take with a pinch of salt. I'd like to see when it finally comes out at what price and at what spec.
Thank you so much, Hormazd, for squeezing this interview in. Good to get your take on all that's going on within the auto space. All right.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.